Okay, so what we're going to do is work on, let me move this over here. We're going to work on the homework, and I am going to use this grid. This is as good as I could get, folks, but we're going to use this grid here to do some graphing. So the first one is just y is less than x minus 3. Let me see if I can turn the color. Okay, I'll turn the color. So that means I'm going to start at negative 3. My slope is up 1 over 1 all the way across, or as much as you can go across. I need a dashed line because of that symbol there, and it's saying if I read this, it's y is less than all of this. So if it's less than, I need to shade below. So there's the answer to number 1. Number 2 is, let me change colors again. Number 2 is y is greater than or equals to negative x plus 1. So on this one, let me erase. Let's see, I'll erase all of this. Okay, so for this one, it's already in mx plus b form, which means that I need to start at positive 1, and I need to do a slope of negative 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And I need to do a solid line because there's a solid line under that, so it's going to look something like this. And where do I shade? Y is greater than all of this, so greater than means to shade above. So that's what your answer should look like for number 2. Number 3, we will erase again. Alright, number 3. is y is less than negative 2/5 x minus 3. So I'm going to start at negative 3. Once again, it's already in the correct form. And I'm going to go down 2 and right 5. Or I could go up 2 and left 5. So it looks like that. I need a dashed line because of the symbol, guys. And do I shade above or below? Well, y less than all of this means I shade below. So something like that. Number 4, also a nice one. This one is in, whatchamacallit, y equals mx plus b form. It's already in slope-intercept form. So once we have that, we need to start at negative 2. And we're going to go down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1, or that's the same thing as up 2 and left 1. Up 2, left 1. Okay, this one gets a solid line. Because why? Because there's a little line underneath right here, okay? And this is saying y is less than or equal to, so it's also going to get shaded below. Cool, so hopefully those first 4 were okay. Now number 5 and 6 are where it get a little interesting because it's not in the correct form, okay? So I'm going to go large eraser. Hold on a sec, let me try to erase in a more efficient manner. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, cool. So with this, we're going to have to rearrange our equations first, which means, guys, that you're going to have a little bit of work to do, but then the graphing out to the side should not be too bad. I know you're having a blast watching me erase. Okay, 4x plus y is greater than or equal to 0. I need the y by itself, so I need to start by subtracting 4x from both sides. This would be a y. Bring down my symbol, and then 0 and 4x don't go together, but you also don't really need to recopy the 0. Okay, this is done, this is fine. If you want to put plus 0, that's fine too. There's nothing on the y to divide off, so I'm done. So I start at 0. My slope is negative 4. So if I stick that over 1, that means down 4 over 1. Or you could go up 4, left 1. And do I need solid or dashed? I need solid. Do I shade above or below? Y is greater than all this, so I shade above. So that is how that one works. Whee! Alright, so now that we've done that, we are going to move on to the next one, which I think I'll probably also have to rearrange. And looking at it, the answer survey says yes, x minus y is less than 3. Okay, let's start by subtracting x from both sides. Bring down the minus y, bring down the symbol in the middle. Can these go together? No, one has an x, one does not, so recopy them. I always put the x in the first. I've already told y'all that numerous times in videos. And now what do? Okay, that negative on the y is bad news. So divide that off of everybody. Now when you divide it off of everybody, also remember the inequality changes. It flips because you're dividing by a negative. And that's my new problem. So start at -3, and the slope is now 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I need a dashed line, and it's y greater than, so I'm going to shade above. So it should look something like that. So hopefully those went okay for you. The last two on here are the fun ones because they are the systems. So yes, I understand that that requires a little bit more, you know, work, but it's okay. You can do it. I have faith. Alright, so let's just hope, for both of our sakes, that I have written them already in the right form. Now the first one looks good. It looks like an mx plus b. Yay! So I'm going to do this first equation as mx plus b. So it starts at -1, and it goes up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, and I'm going to do a dashed line. Okay, like that maybe? No, 3. Okay, I'm going to do a dashed line. And I'm going to shade above because its y is greater than. So I'm shading up here. Now my next one I will do, let me do it in a different color. And it is y is less than or equal to 2/3 x plus 2. So I'm going to start at +2, which is here. And I'm going to do the same slope, up 2 over 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. Whee! Okay. This one gets a solid line. Yes, solid line on this. And now let's see how it wants me to shade. Y is less than or equal. It wants me to shade below. So now you're supposed to steal the part of the picture where the shading overlaps. Well, it looks on mine like the shading overlaps right in between. So I'm going to take a pen or pencil and do a final shading for my answer right in here and make it pretty darn dark. That is the answer to the problem. So anywhere in between these two lines, and if you want to check a point, pick any point in here, like maybe this one right in the middle, 0, 1. If you take the point 0, 1 and you plug it in here, it should be true. If you plug it in here, it should make a true statement. And if so, you know you did it right. And I think we did. So I'm not even going to check it, but that's what will happen if you want to check it. Okay, the next one. Let me try to clear all this out. Insert. Let me erase this bad boy real quick. Whee! Lots to erase for the last one. Okay, so we have the last problem, which is, let's do this one in, no, I want to do blue again also, that was a good idea. Okay, y is less than x plus 2, okay? This one has already been rearranged for us into mx plus b, so we can just start graphing. So plus 2, and then up 1 over 1 is my slope, or down 1, left 1 is my slope. I need a dashed line, okay? And then I'll graph the other one. Oh wait, I need to shade. Y is less than all that, so I need to shade down here. Okay. The next one I will do in green is y is greater than or equal to 6x minus 3. Already been rearranged for me into mx plus b, so let me start at negative 3, and let me go up 6 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. 1, 2, 3, okay, and then I'm already off the paper, so this is like crazy steep. This one needs to be a solid line. Doing the best I can here to get it on my picture. Actually, even steeper than that. Okay, so, wow, if y'all have a ruler, please use it, because you don't want to look like this. Look at that. That's terrible. It's supposed to be a line, but anyway, that's my line, and then it needs to be y is greater than or equal to. This one's kind of hard to see where greater than is, because you're supposed to shade on top of the line. And so it's like, which one's the top of the line? Well, it's very, very gradual, but I hope you can see that this would be above the line is on this side. Because it's slanted a little bit this way, so the top would be here. And that's kind of, it's just steeper than that is all that it is. Okay, so now we look at where the shadings overlap. And on mine, it looks like they're overlapping between here and here. So all of this fun stuff inside of this little triangle, or it looks like a triangle, any of that would work. So once again, if you want to check yourself, pick any point in here. I'll go right to the middle of this. What is that point? That looks like the point -2, -3. So if you want to check, take that point, plug it into both, or plug it into all the x's and y's, and you should have 2 true statements, and then you know you did it right. Alright, cool folks, that is all she wrote, and I hope this went well for you. We'll make up more of these. They can get even more interesting. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 equations. If you come to tutorials, we'll do a shading with 3 or 4 equations. In fact, if you're coming to tutorials, maybe bring matte pencils if you have your own. I'll bring a few, but you may want your own. So, yay! We will see you guys next week.